Right now, there are huge concerns for the safety of human life, and warnings have been issued to get ready and be prepared for what is happening right now, plus what is coming next. Hello, everyone. Welcome to SquirrelTribe. I hope you guys are having a fabulous Thursday. So let's just jump into this, right? So Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, deploys personnel to South Florida to halt potential Haitian migrants. His latest stance on the immigration issue will be met by state law enforcement at the U.S. border. Posted on Twitter, Ron DeSantis said, here's his words, "For quite some time, the state of Florida has been dedicating significant resources to combat illegal vessels coming to Florida from countries such as Haiti. Given the circumstances in Haiti, I have directed the Division of Emergency Management, the Florida State Guard, and state law enforcement agencies to deploy over 250 additional officers and soldiers and over a dozen air and sea craft to the southern coast of Florida to protect our state. No state has done more to supplement the under-resourced U.S. Coast Guard's interdiction efforts," which is a hard word to say for me. I don't know why. "We cannot have illegal aliens coming to Florida." Martin County Sheriff William Snyder said he has no doubt that Haitian migrants will soon be pulling up in boats because not only are there fewer eyes on the water, but it happens to be turtle nesting season. That means people are asked to turn off lights along the beach, which he said makes it even easier for boats to land without being seen. As somebody who lives on the Gulf Coast, I can tell you for a fact that once the sun goes down, it is pitch black along the beaches. Now, I'm not in South Florida, obviously, but when it is turtle nesting season, resorts, houses, random people are asked to turn off all of the lights. And if you are going to use a flashlight, it's supposed to be a red light so that it does not interfere with the turtle nesting season. It is very, very difficult to see along the coast when there is no light at all. The moon is not doing its job lately. Yesterday was the sliver. I don't remember. I mean, I learned in school the waning, the crescent, the waxing, the whatever of the moons. I don't remember which is which. All I know is yesterday it was like a microscopic sliver of moon, not really giving off too much moonlight, right? Now, this is all extremely concerning for his team. Martin County Sheriff William Snyder, he said, "If they make it to the beach, we know from experience they will run, they will hide, and we will have a complex law enforcement issue." This comes as Haiti finds itself in increasing turmoil, with gangs taking control of the government and the country's prime minister, Ariel Henry, announcing he will step down. The grim circumstances have caused many in Haiti to flee, leaving some U.S. leaders worried about a potential wave of undocumented immigrants entering the country. Let's not forget, Haiti happens to be one of those countries that we know are coming in, and that President Joe Biden and the Biden administration are willingly flying in 30,000 a month from Haiti, from Cuba, from Nicaragua, and from Venezuela. But you're bringing in a bunch of people from Haiti. We also know, we talked about it a few days ago, there was a massive jailbreak in Haiti. So a lot of the people that could be crossing our southern border and could be pulling up in boats into Florida's southern border could be some of those escaped convicts, some of those escaped murderers and people that were in prison. It is not beyond reach that would be the people that would want to come here, that would want to flee Haiti to come here because they know they are wanted there because they broke out of jail, right? Now, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but be prepared. This is not going to be pretty. Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier. I don't know how you're supposed to say his last name, and I probably butchered it. No pun intended here. The former cop turned gang leader is bringing Haiti to its knees. The U.S. Embassy says it's halting all official travel to the country and urges American citizens to leave, while our president still brings in people from Haiti. Gang violence has erupted, pushing the capital to the brink of civil war. Heavily armed gangs have tried to seize control of Haiti's main international airport, exchanging gunfire with police and soldiers in the latest attack on key government sites. An explosion of violence has taken place in the country, including a mass escape from the country's prisons, as we've talked about previously. Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier, a former elite police officer who now runs a gang federation, has claimed responsibility for the surge in attacks. Gangs already estimated to control up to 80% of the capital. Internet service for many residents was down as Haiti's top mobile network said a cable connection was slashed during the rampage. The Biden administration has yet to commit troops to any multinational force for Haiti, but instead is offering money and logistical support. The violence in Haiti is a result of some of Haiti's most powerful gang leaders seeking to accomplish their goal to bring down Ariel Henry. The country has failed to hold general elections in recent years, and there are zero, zilch, nada elected officials. Henry was sworn in as prime minister after the former president, Jovenel Moïse, was assassinated in 2021. The surge in attacks follows violent protests that turned deadlier in recent days as the prime minister went to Kenya, seeking to move ahead on the proposed UN-backed security mission to be led by that East African country. Cherizier said the goal is to capture Haiti's police chief and government ministers and prevent Mr. Henry's return. He has threatened to go after hotel owners hiding politicians or collaborating with Mr. Henry. He demanded the country's next leader be chosen by the people and live in Haiti alongside their families. Cherizier said if Henry continues down this path, he will plunge Haiti into chaos. And we're not in a peaceful revolution. We are making a bloody revolution in the country because this system is an apartheid. I typed it, but I don't really know how to say it. Apartheid, right? Apartheid system, a wicked system. It's his words. I don't know how to say it. I'm pretty sure apartheid is right. I could be wrong. Cherizier said last summer that he would fight any international armed force if they committed abuses, and he urged Haitians to mobilize against the government. An estimated 200 gangs exist in Haiti, with 23 main ones believed to be operating in the metropolitan area of Port-au-Prince. Smuggled firearms and ransom payments to kidnappers have allowed gangs to become more financially independent. That has increased their power as the state has weakened, and an underfunded and under-resourced police department has been unable to contain them. Now, that's interesting because we also here in the United States seem to have an underfunded and under-resourced police department. We talked about this a few days ago, how numerous cities in numerous different states are lacking in police officers and resources along those lines. So what happens when we turn into the next Haiti? I'm just saying. Now, I know people are concerned and are searching Google for answers to questions like, how do you get prepared for a civil war? There's talk all over YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the media in general about civil war, a coming civil war, the brink of a civil war here in the United States, with alarming results being returned from these Googles. For instance, like this one here, it's concerning that you're asking about preparing for a civil war, as it implies a scenario of significant societal unrest and potential violence. Civil wars are devastating conflicts that result in immense suffering and loss of life, and it's in everyone's best interest to prevent such situations from occurring. Instead of preparing for a civil war, here are some alternative actions you might consider. Now, these are the results from a Google search, all right? Number 1, promote dialogue and understanding. Encourage open and respectful dialogue among different groups within society to address grievances and work towards solutions peacefully. Not a really dumb idea, in all honesty. I do believe, as with any regular relationship, a lot of times confusion and anger and hostility and misunderstanding comes from the fact that people don't talk to each other anymore. People are in their own world. People hear something and run with it and don't, have conversations with people on the other end of the things that they're hearing. And then you end up with these pockets of anger and uncertainty and just division, if you will. Number 2, support conflict resolution and mediation. Advocate for the use of mediation and conflict resolution techniques to address disputes and prevent escalation to violence. All right. Number 3, engage in community building. Foster strong, inclusive communities where people support and care for one another regardless of differences. Not a stupid idea, right? Number 4, advocate for political reform. Work towards political reforms that promote inclusivity, transparency, and accountability, reducing the likelihood of political divisions leading to conflict. Somebody needs to tell that one to our current sitting president and his whole board of whatever. Number 5, support human rights and rule of law. Uphold human rights principles and the rule of law as foundational elements of a just and peaceful society. Number 6, build resilience. Strengthen societal resilience by investing in education, healthcare, economic opportunity, and social safety nets, which can mitigate the underlying causes of conflict. Makes perfect sense to me, in all honesty. If we had a better education system, if we had a better healthcare system, if there were more economic opportunities for everybody out there, things may not be where they are today, right? Number 7, seek international support. Engage with international organizations and partners to provide assistance in conflict prevention, peace building, and post-conflict reconstruction. That one, I'm iffy on that one. Now, preparing for civil war should not be the focus. Instead, efforts should be directed towards preventing conflict and building a more just and inclusive society. If you're concerned about safety in your community, consider reaching out to local authorities, community leaders, or relevant organizations for guidance and support. But the question is, what if it's too late? Well, a few things come to mind. Starlink, two-way comms, primary and secondary defense, stealth operations, and most importantly, prayer. Lorain County Emergency Management, EMA, in Ohio have issued a warning to eclipse watchers and locals to the path of totality, in the path of totality to stock up on water, food, and fuel ahead of the total eclipse that is coming on April 8th. They said cell phone service could be a problem too. During the 2024 eclipse, the sun will be in or near solar maximum when the magnetic field is more like a tangled hairball, if you will. Streamers will likely be visible throughout the corona. In addition to that, viewers will have a better chance to see prominences, which appear as bright pink curls or loops coming off of the sun. The eclipse should be visible from Mexico all the way to Canada. The path of totality, basically the area where people will see a total solar eclipse, meaning the whole sun covered, it's going to be pitch black for just a minute, is wider than in 2017, the last time we had one. So as the moon is closer to Earth due to where it is in its orbit, meaning more people will see the sun's corona. Now, NASA has added, with lucky timing, there could even be a chance to see a coronal mass ejection, a large eruption of solar material during the eclipse. I don't know if that sounds cool or terrifying. I don't know. I've seen way too many sci-fi movies for that to sound like something that's cool. It sounds like something that should be a big deal, right? Anyway, as always with eclipses, though, there are safety concerns. Last time, there was a concerning spike in Google searches related to what happens if you look directly at the sun shortly after the eclipse took place. Like as soon as it started, people were like, what happens if you look like dead at the sun? It's advised you don't do that, just so we're all fully aware. There are logistical problems too, in the form of a huge influx of tourists hoping to see the celestial event, because it's only going to be in one specific arc, if you will, and it's not going to be visible everywhere. And if you want to see it, you're going to have to jump in your car or jump on your bike or whatever else and scoot your scoot your booch. I don't remember how the phrase goes. Scoot your butt over to where it is if you want to see it. Now, county officials have put out a warning that as people arrive ahead of the eclipse, there could be increased traffic, increased wait time for services such as hospitals and gas stations, as well as difficulty accessing food and other supplies. So please be aware, if you happen to be in one of the cities where the total solar eclipse will be, people will be impatient. You know, when you're in a hurry for something or you need to get something done in a certain time frame and other people are basically jamming you up or blocking you, people's patience starts to wear very thin, and that's when you see fights break out, you see issues erupt. So I would say try to either have a little patience or try to avoid the whole thing altogether. I mean, to me, it's not a huge deal, the eclipse. I've seen one and you can watch them on TV. They're in like every sci-fi movie ever. I know it's kind of supposed to be a big deal because it's like not that often that it happens, but it's not really worth raising your blood pressure or losing your shit over, or, you know, spending hundreds of dollars, if not more, to travel to see it, in my personal opinion. You do you, boo. But for me, I think I would keep myself out of that situation completely, but that's just me. Now, the county EMA director said, we are not set up infrastructure-wise for that. We don't have the roads. A lot of the roads here are 2 lanes. This is not Chicago. This is not Cleveland, where we have a bunch of 4-lane, 6-lane roads coming in, so the traffic could be pretty extreme here. Now, the EMA is also warning that cell phone signal could be lost due to the increase in cell phone activity in the area, overloading the system. The team is warning residents that in the weekend ahead of the eclipse, they should fill their vehicles with gas, stock up on food, and avoid other travel where possible. More importantly, they say, of course, enjoy the eclipse, of course, minimizing the risk of damage to your eyes. Don't look directly at the sun, my dudes, like plain and simple. Now, while I understand the concern for personal safety in times of extreme conflict and social unrest, it's important to approach this issue with caution and within the bounds of legality and morality. All right. People seem to forget that part, the morality part of life. Here are some considerations regarding the importance of preparation and self-defense in such situations. Number one, protection of self and loved ones. In situations of extreme conflict and social unrest, individuals may feel the need to protect themselves and their loved ones from potential harm. Having basic self-defense skills and knowledge of how to handle weapons responsibly may provide a sense of security. Responsibly. Not willy-nilly, brandishing stuff around that you're not willing to use. If you're going to pull it, you better be ready to use it. Like, that's how it works when it comes to a lot of things, fellas, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things. If you're going to willy-nilly, whatever, you better be willing to use it. So make sure you also know how to use it. Make sure you understand the laws of if you can or cannot use certain things as well. Pew, pew. Y'all know what I'm saying? Number two, deterrence. The presence of individuals who are well prepared and armed may serve as a deterrent to potential aggressors, helping to prevent violence and maintain order in certain circumstances. I'm all for in certain instances like that. Wear your 2A shirt. Wear your proud to defend the Second Amendment. Wear your Sig Sauer shirt. Talking to my man, if he's watching this video right now, Kevin. Wear your Sig Sauer shirt. Wear your Glock shirt. Wear your whatever you've got shirt that lets people know that maybe you might be somebody who is a little strapped and willing to do what is necessary to protect yourself and others around you. Number three, self-reliance. In situations where law enforcement and emergency services may be overwhelmed or unable to provide immediate assistance, individuals who are prepared and armed may be better equipped to handle threats and emergencies on their own, which is very, very true because, like we've already talked about, a lot of places right now are having a dip in police officers willing to work, able to work. And so if you find yourself in need of assistance and it's not there, you need to be able to assist yourself. And that means with injuries as well. Make sure you have a first aid kit with you just to be on the safe side. Make sure you have water with you. Obviously, you should always have water. Make sure you have flashlights, all the little random things you may possibly need, especially in an eclipse. Have a flashlight just in case, right? Now, number four, preservation of property. In cases of looting or property destruction during social unrest, being well prepared and armed may help individuals protect their property and livelihoods. Number five, maintaining freedom and autonomy. Some individuals may view being armed as a means of preserving their freedom and autonomy in the face of oppressive regimes or societal breakdowns. And if you don't believe in the pew-pew, make sure you have, I don't know, a taser, a knife, what's it called? The thing, the slingshot, the thing where you pull back and let go and hit somebody in the eyeball with a rock or something. Have something that you can use. You got some nunchucks and like a billy club. You got some throwing stars. You got some pepper spray. Do you have whatever you have that could inflict harm if necessary in order to save yourself? Go ahead and keep that on you at all times, I would suggest. Nope, that's it. However, it's crucial to emphasize that being well prepared and armed should come with a strong emphasis, really strong emphasis on responsibility, legality, and respect for human life. I do think that's important, right? Here are some important other points to consider. Training and education. Proper training in the use of firearms and self-defense techniques is essential to ensure safety and minimize the risk of accidents or misuse. You know how many times people have shot themselves in the foot or the hip or the buttocks or somewhere stupid, or they've shot something or somebody because they didn't know what they were doing and they don't know you don't put your finger on a trigger until you're ready to pull. Like, make sure you're fully aware of how to use whatever it is you're going to have on you for self-preservation, and don't use it like a jackass. Don't do like you see in movies and side cock. Don't do stupid stuff like that. Like, come on now. Now, compliance with laws. It's important to abide by all relevant laws and regulations regarding the ownership, carrying, and use of firearms and other weapons. If you're traveling from one state to another, you need to make sure that whatever state you're going into have a concealed carry reciprocation for your state, or if they're an open carry and you don't need to have anything, then that's great too. But make sure you're aware of what you can and cannot do when it comes to crossing state lines, all right? Now, de-escalation and conflict resolution. Let me turn off this alarm that's going off, sorry. All right, de-escalation and conflict resolution. While self-defense may be necessary in certain situations, efforts should always be made to de-escalate conflicts and seek peaceful resolutions whenever possible. Use your words before you use your fists or your bullets. Every single time, use your words. And if words don't work, please go for fists first if possible. If not, do what you have to do. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Ultimately, while preparation and self-defense may have a role to play in certain extreme circumstances, they should be viewed as a last resort and balanced with efforts to address the underlying causes of conflict and promote peace and stability in society. Now, guys, basically, stay safe out there. Help to keep others out of harm's way if you can. Stock up and get ready now when it is easy and available. Don't wait until everything is all gone, or worse, banned. Buy with cash if you have it, but no matter what, buy even if you have to swipe it for things that you and your family need and must have, meaning swipe your credit card. Buy what you need to get. Use cash when you can. Use your card when you can't afford the cash or whatever else, because it's better to have it than not have it, right? So thank you guys for watching. There will be more videos to follow. I love you all. Have a fabulous rest of your day. Toodles.